Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to my reading journey. Hope you're all doing great today, and today I continue with the third part of the last of the Troubadours. Make yourself comfortable and listen to me. We are beginning. Oldman Ellison was his own viceroy. That seems like a Spanish word. That means that he supplied his ship camps with wool, water, and rations by his own labors instead of hiring a viceroy. Once on small ranches, it is often done. One morning, he started for the camp of Incarnation, Felipe de la Cruz, a Monte Piedras, one of his sheep herders, with the week's usual rations of brown beans, coffee, meal, and sugar. 2 miles away off the trail from Old Fort Evening, he met face to face a terrible being called King James, mounted on a fiery, F-I-E-R-Y, fiery, prancing, Kentucky bred horse. King James' real name was James King, but people reversed it because it seems to fit him better, and also because it seems to please His Majesty. King James was the biggest cattleman between the Alma Plaza in San Antonio and Bill Hopper's Saloon in Brownsville. Also, he was the loudest and most offensive bully and braggart, and bad man in Southwest Texas. And he always made good whenever he bragged. And more noise he made, the more dangerous he was. In the story papers, it is always the quiet, middle-mannered man with light blue eyes and a low voice who turns out to be really dangerous. But in real life, and in this story, such is not the case. Give me my choice between assaulting a large, loud-mouthed, rough houser and an inoffensive stranger with blue eyes sitting quietly in a corner, and you will see something doing in the corner every time. King James, as I intended to say earlier, was a fierce 200-pound sunburned blond man as pink as an October strawberry and with two horizontal slits under shaggy red eyebrows, 4 eyes. On that day, he wore a flannel shirt, that was tan-colored with an exception of certain large areas, which were darkened by transudations due to the summer sun. There seemed to be the other clothing and garnishings about him, such as brown duck trousers stuffed into immense boots, and red handkerchiefs and revolvers, and a shotgun laid across his saddle, and a leather belt with millions of cart- cartridges shining in it, but your mind skidded off, skidded off. Such accessories. What held your gaze was just the two little horizontal slits that he used for eyes. This was the man that old man Allison met. Met. This was the man that old man Allison met on the trail. And when you count up in the Baron's favor that he was 65 and weighed 98 pounds and had heard of King James' record, and that he, the Baron, had a hankering for the Vita Simplex and had no gun with him and wouldn't have used it if he had. You can't censor him if I tell you that the smiles with which the troubadour had filled his wrinkles went on wrinkles went out of them and left them pain wrinkles again. But he was not the kind of baron that flies from danger. He reigned in a mile an hour pony, no difficult feat, and salted the formidable monarch. Formidable monarch. King James expressed himself with royal directness. You're that old snoozer that's running sheep on this ranch, ain't you? Said he. What right you have got to do it? What right have you got to do it? Have you owned any land or lease any? I have 2 sections leased from the state, said Old Man Allison mildly. Not by no means, you haven't, said King James. Your lease expired yesterday, and I had a man at the land office on the minute to take it up. You don't control a foot of grass in Texas. You ship men have got to get. Your shipmen have got to get. Your time's up. It's a cattle country. And there ain't any room in it for snoozers. Snoozers. This ranch, you've got your sheep isn't mine. I'm putting up a wire fence 40 by 60 miles. 40 by 60 miles. And if there is a sheep inside of it when it's done, it will be a dead one. I'll give you a week to move yours away. If they ain't gone by then, I'll send 6 men over here with Winchesters to make mutton out of the whole lot. And if I find you here at the same time, this is what you'll get. King James spidered the breech of his shotgun warningly. Old Man Ellison rode on to the camp of Incarnation. He sighed, he sighed many times, and the wrinkles in his face grew deeper. Rumors that the older was about to change had reached him before. The end of free grass was in sight. Other troubles, too, had been accumulating upon his shoulders. His flocks were decreasing instead of growing. His flocks. Instead of growing. The price of wool was declining at every clip. Even Brandshaw, the storekeeper in Frio City at Worth, and whose store he bought his ranch supplies, was dunning him for his last 6 months' bills and threatening to cut him off. And so, this last greatest calamity suddenly dealt out, actually, to him by a terrible King James was a crusher. Right, guys. We're gonna have 2 more parts, so see you tomorrow on the 4th part. Thank you. Bye.